everyone. Welcome to another California Guy video with your boy California Guy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this all new video. Now, as of late, I've been checking out the news, and Colin Kaepernick has left the San Francisco 49ers, and he's been trying to get himself signed over to another team, and he's had a very, very unsuccessful. Um, he's been very unsuccessful in getting signed to another football team, and he's known, as if you guys already didn't know, for kneeling down and not pledge of allegiance. Now, one thing Colin Kaepernick did not, he failed to forget. Now, me personally, Kelly guy, myself, I am a pro-black. That's just out there. I'm out there. People could call me a pro-black. I embrace my black culture. I embrace my people, and I embrace the rise of black men in the United States. And that's basically my stance when it comes to being a pro black. And I believe that Colin Kaepernick did not understand being the consequences of being a pro black in America. Now, me, again, I go back to myself being a pro black. I've been pro black since I was a little kid, since I was very small. And I was raised up in Oakland, California, East Oakland. And so, with my teachings from various different teachers on black culture and learning about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and I've learned about more radical blacks like Nat Turner and different black figures over time. I believe the Black Panthers. I've learned about all these different groups along with black culture. That it was always something I learned from my teachers, and different figures in the United States that's taking the stance of being pro-black and taking steps against white supremacy is they will take your livelihood away. And Colin Kaepernick did not know history. I don't know if Colin Kaepernick kneeled down thinking that it wasn't going to be no real major uh, retaliation against him, but it was going to happen. And, I commend the brother for, standing up for his beliefs because his people have been getting gunned down. But then he failed to forget it was going to be consequences because at the end of the day, these white people made you. A lot of black individuals don't understand when you play football, basketball, baseball, all these big teams, they're billion dollar organizations. These companies are billion dollar companies. They make billions off these black men. Yes, these black men make money. Yes, some of these black men get educated. But at the end of the day, the real power players is the team owners and the NFL league of itself, which the league gets their money from consumers, which is primarily whites. Whites love football, and whites love baseball. Whites love basketball, college football. And so Colin bit the hand that fed him, and he took a stance with a sacrifice. Colin Kaepernick, if he listens to his video or anybody that supports him, go back and do some research on Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali did the same thing back in the 60s. He was Cassius Clay and he turned to Muhammad Ali. And so the attacks for white supremacy was very, very strong. When he joined the Nation of Islam, and he was getting set up, the government started targeting Dr. King. Dr. King, I mean not Dr. King, Muhammad Ali. I'm sorry, let's use the words, but Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali, both of them got targeted by the government. But Muhammad Ali, as he took the stance, Muhammad Ali, and he joined the Nation of Islam, therefore he became a target because for a couple of years, and history won't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this, the United States government began to do different things to take the title off of Muhammad Ali. So they sent different boxers in the early 60s, early to mid 60s, to try to dethrone Muhammad Ali. They tried to take the title off of him. And they wanted the real American champion. That was the basic thing with Muhammad Ali. So he used various black boxers, Italian boxers, and white boxers to try to get the title off of Muhammad Ali, only to meet with unsuccess. So finally, they tried to stick it to Muhammad Ali by sending him overseas to a war, and he was like, "Well, no, because he it's against his religious beliefs to take a life." So that's basically why Muhammad Ali went to jail. But the white supremacists and the white United States government was trying to take down Muhammad Ali because they figured he was anti-American, and it was how dare him try to embrace his black people, and how dare Muhammad Ali speak out in the injustices. Muhammad Ali's best friends were murdered. Otis Redding and and Malcolm X. They both were murdered by white supremacists. And so they once they were killed, they had to get Muhammad Ali. He was the last survivor of that squad because they were best friends, Otis Redding and Malcolm X. Otis Redding was very pro-black. He was a major singer, and he believed he tried to teach black kids black history, and he fought against injustice his own self, and he wanted the black man to be able to be independent, just like Malcolm X. But they did not like the fact that these two black men was for liberating the black man and black woman in the United States. So instead, they killed him. So Muhammad Ali, they couldn't kill him. So what they did was they tried to take the title off him, and they even used Joe Louis to speak out against Muhammad Ali. So they tried different tactics to take Muhammad Ali down all through the '60s, which is funny because today these white people are saying they miss Muhammad Ali and they like Muhammad Ali and all this shit there. But at the time, he was one of the most hated sports figures in the United States. Now it brings me back to Colin Kaepernick. These people figured, Colin, that they built you up. They figured that they created you. They figured that they discovered you. They look at the city you're from, Turlock, and it was a primary a white community. I know a lot about Turlock. I've been to Turlock many times, and it's primary a white and Hispanic city. These people was not going to have you coming from that city to being a prominent football player, winning the Super Bowl with your team. They gave you everything, and they figured they're going to take it all away because you spoke out against race soldiers in the United States getting down black men, and it goes with the consequence. These white people, they control everything, and this is the consequence of fighting for black power in the United States and equal rights and justice in the United States. So that's why Colin Kaepernick is getting targeted by these white supremacists, and they're gonna keep going. They hate Colin Kaepernick. Colin started kneeling down during the time that Obama was president, during the time that Black Lives Matter was out, during the time that police was getting scrutinized. So this is going to be the consequence of of fighting for equal justice in the United States. So Colin, white people been gunning for him, and now they got him. Colin should have never left the 49ers because this is where the trap was laid. And the owners, they're supporters of white supremacists. A lot of the owners, and a lot of people don't understand if they know sports, and I know sports pretty well, is that most football teams are owned by more than just one person. You have different people owning teams. You have 4 or 5 buyers, sometimes 7. That's part owners of a team. You got people. Rush Limbaugh is a part owner of a baseball team, I believe. I think he owns part of. He got so just think about it. If you got people like Rush Limbaugh, and you got different conservatives and white supremacists and coons running these teams, of course they're not going to pick Colin up. He's gonna be public enemy number one. Colin he's gonna probably end up just retiring because again, the difference between Muhammad Ali and Colin Kaepernick is that Muhammad Ali boxing was a different institution, so it's more independent, where it depends on the fighter and who wants to fight you and your payday. Whereas the NBA is controlled by the NFL league, it's controlled by different league owners and owners of various teams, and so Colin does not have a chance of any support from the NFL. And the NFL is not run by nobody black. There's got black puppets, they got black slaves and puppets, but they have nobody. Like and share this video, people. Peace out.